Welcome back to another Friday night pint. We're here live. It's me and it's Ryan today. We're talking about some great stuff, great news, more positivity. We've come back absolutely positive, glowing with positivity. Todibo. I mean, I'd done the title and thumbnail earlier on before I went out, and I thought he would have signed by now, but it's happening any second now. It'll all be signed, and apparently Wan-Bissaka's close, so that's going to be the main stuff, right? How you feeling, mate?
Yeah, I'm really good, mate. It's nice to be in a positive mood, especially being a West Ham fan. We don't get many positive shows, especially on this channel sometimes. But no, it's been a good week, good couple of weeks for the club. Good bit of good positivity around the fan base. Some great signings, and if we can get this one over the line, hopefully tonight, maybe tomorrow, then it'll be a perfect weekend. And obviously, news broke a little while ago. Wan-Bissaka's close as well, so it could be the perfect weekend.
Mate, this transfer window is mental. It is absolutely mental. None of us, I think, could have predicted this transfer window. But yeah, starting off with the Todibo stuff. I mean, we were in for him earlier on, but Juventus were in for him. They have, Champions League, top club. Obviously, he was wanting to play Champions League football, but they pissed about. And we came back, and fair play to Tim Steidson. Apparently, he was in France for 24 hours trying to get this deal done, and took him back on his private jet and seemed to have got it over the line, mate. Huge.
Yeah, I mean, when you think about it, with West Ham not being in Europe this season, we could lose out on potential signings like this. And when you've got a big club like Juventus, as you said, going after him, I think Manchester United will link with him as well. I think Tottenham will link with him earlier in the window. It's a massive coup for the club to get this deal over the line. I know it's not signed, sealed, delivered yet, but it looks close. And it'd be one hell of a signing. It'll be a perfect replacement. Obviously, Kurt Zouma looks like he's on his way out. So yeah, nice. It's positive vibes, mate. Positive. It's nice. And you know what? As it's Friday night and it is pint, I've actually got a pint on Friday night pint. So it's all looking up.
Nice. Yeah, I'm all prepared. I've literally just walked through the door. But yeah, like I said, you said, massively, just highly rated ball playing centre back, and just a huge upgrade on what we have. We got Ogbonna out the door, and we got in Kilman, and we've got Zuma out the door, and we've got in Todibo, which is massive. Our defense leaked so many goals last season, and with Wan-Bissaka coming in, it's looking like we're just completely rebuilding that, and hopefully something that can play into his system. So the deal is said, which again is another stroke of genius, is a loan with an obligation to buy next season, which means that this 40 million euros, which is reported to be, doesn't count towards this fiscal year, this season, when it comes to PSR and FFP. So we don't have to worry about that for this season. That could be a next season signing. And apparently he's agreeing a 6-year deal, which is huge. You know what I mean? Because look, he's going to be linked. Man United fans think they can buy him in January or next summer, which they have no idea how loans and obligations work. Not happening. But that's the thing, mate. So if we get him and he eventually does, if we don't meet his ambitions, he does want to go, we sell him for a massive profit and we rebuild and we go again.
Yeah, I mean, he signed for Barcelona earlier in his career, then he didn't really work out. I think he joined them on a free transfer and he got loaned out a few times. But he seems to have settled at his club now where he is. Over 100 appearances, a lot of clubs after him, France international. Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be a great deal. As you said, Kilman in this season as well, 40 million on him, 40 million on this player. I know we ain't got to pay it till next season, but that's 80 million on centre-backs. West Ham don't usually do that. So we've identified the problem. Lopetegui's come in, Tim Steidson as well. They've identified the problems. We get Wan-Bissaka in as well, a bit more pace at the back. Yeah, I think it's shaping up. The squad's looking good. I mean, obviously, I've been watching the videos of the new signings, Fulkrug and Somerville, especially over the last week, and they just look settled already. And it's we're building a good team here. Lopetegui's going to have a lot of headaches as long as these players stay fit. It's great. And as I said earlier, mate, it's nice to see you go on Twitter and or X or what it's called now, and YouTube, and it's just positive. Everyone seems in a positive mood. I mean, that can all change on the first game of the season, but it's looking good at the moment, and I think that it's a massive signing for the club. It's a great day for West Ham as long as we get it over the line.
Yeah, absolutely. Apparently, Juventus have been ringing his phone all day since he arrived in London, trying to beg and plead, but it don't make sense to me because you're trying to ring Todibo, you're trying to beg and plead with him. The first people you've got to convince is Nice, which they haven't done yet. That's why they're in this situation. We agreed the 40 million euros with the sell-on clause that Nice wanted. Juventus haven't. So they can all beg and plead with Todibo. If you're not going and getting an agreement with Nice, you're just wasting everyone's time. It's just a bit desperate and pathetic at this point. So apparently he's passed the medicals and they're ironing out the details. It's very likely it would be a sickener if it didn't go through at this point, and a big shock. But
I think it also shows the lure of the Premier League as well, because obviously with no European football, it could have been easy for him to go to Juventus. But the lure of Premier League football, obviously wages will have something to do with it as well. Big contract, as you said, 6-year deal, I think it is. So, but yeah, as I said, mate, Tim Steidten, when he first came into the club, he said this what he was going to do. He was going to help build a squad. Obviously, started under David Moyes, continuing under Lopetegui, getting rid of a few players. Like Zuma needed to go. He weren't up to Premier League standard anymore. He's been a great player for us, some great memories. And obviously, he's always going to be in our history as part of that team that won the Conference League final in Prague. So, another player that I wish would have got a good send-off. But I'm sure he'll be back at London Stadium one day and we can show our appreciation to him. But, yeah, it's looking good, mate. I'm happy. Happy hammers.
Yeah, happy hammers. And that's it. That Steidten, he's got to get a lot of credit, Last season, we had a manager, so he had to transfer, we had a transfer committee or whatever between Steidten, Moyes and Sullivan, and they all had to agree on a signing before it get made, and it just massively held up. That we didn't make our first signing until the 10th of August. It's the 9th of August, and we're about to make our 6th signing. But the fact that, like you said, it's the law of the Premier League, but him to go in and convince the player who wasn't massively sold earlier on and get such a high-profile signing over the line, identify these players. It's a massive testament to him. We've finally got someone proper doing this stuff instead of Sullivan going and identifying players. And we've got a structure, and that's huge, and it's paying dividends now, And obviously, look, as we got to give credit to the board as much as it was hard to say, but they freed up the funds, so they're showing ambition.
Yeah, definitely. And one player we ain't even mentioned yet was Rodriguez, who's also signed this week. For free transfer. I love a free transfer. And if that works out, it could be another great. I mean, it might mean that we might see Souček leave the football club in this window, which I'm mixed emotions with that one, really. But look, you've got to trust in Lopetegui and Tim Steidten, what they're doing at the moment.
Yeah, massively. And that's the thing. Yeah, the Rodriguez one, I think, is gone under the radar. I think that is a great signing. And honestly, I think he'll be really pushing Alvarez if they are, depending on again what Lopetegui plays. But I think he's going to be really pushing and competing with Alvarez, and it's not going to be just cut and dry that Alvarez will start. I think that's going to be a good bit of business, and the fact that when even done is huge. So we might still get another centre back in. That's what they wanted. They wanted 2 in. So maybe a young centre-back, or maybe they'll get that Bruno that they're still trying to work on from Brazil.
We're linked with Chalobah as well, aren't we, from Chelsea? Another potential sign. I think Lopetegui said that he wanted about 5 centre-backs at the football club. So this is the difference. Moyes wanted a small squad. Lopetegui seems like he wants a bigger squad, which we could have done with in Europe last season. But
now we've got one game a week.
Yeah, exactly. One game a week. Hopefully the players won't pick up as many injuries. and then we can just go and hopefully have a great season. But it all starts next week. I mean, tomorrow's the Community Shield, football season's it's nearly here. I mean, having the Euros during the summer makes it seem like it goes a lot quicker. But yeah, I'm excited for the season. And as you said, potentially we could see a couple more players come in before this transfer window shuts. And who knows, maybe we might get our man at the end, Duran, who we've been after.
Mate, that would be crazy.
Yeah, I mean, that would be the perfect window for me. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, love this comment. Started says, I've got more contacts than Vision Express. That's it, mate. Like, yeah, it's so great to see, like you said, just the fan base excited and happy and, just enjoying the transfer window. Like, look, we can get carried away and it will, we may not reach the expectations we're now setting ourselves. But when you have transfer windows like this, you've just got to enjoy it. You've just got to get carried away and soaked up in the euphoria.
Oh, look, listen, you can make all these signings. You can be someone at home who goes out and buys all the designer gear, but still look like a steak when you go out. So these players might not click. You know what I mean? But I've got full confidence that they will. The one that excites me, I think, is Somerville. I'm really excited to watch him. Watching his videos from training this week, his touch, his pace, he's got a bit of skill. I'm looking forward to seeing him link up with Kudus, Bowen, Paqueta. It's going to be if he can get that attack working, it's going to be frightening this season. And we forget that we've got Antonio as well. That looks like he's going to be a bench player this season. But what a player to bring on! We've seen it over the years. We've said it many times. Antonio is probably better when he comes off the bench, got something to prove, and give. It's good to have when you have a squad and a good team. You need competition on the bench because the starting 11 have to perform because they know that if there's a decent bench, they're going to get replaced. And we forget about James Ward-Prowse and so the squad we have built, we are starting to build is looking really good.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And there was a good question here, actually, before we get onto some of the other signings and links. What signing is everyone most looking forward to watching? Now, I've got to remember everyone that we've signed because it's been that many. I would say Somerville.
Yeah, I think I just said it, Somerville for me as well. And I'm looking forward to the full. Is it Full Krug? Full
Krug. I think it's Krug.
Full Krug. Yeah, I'm looking forward to watching. Have you seen him and Tim Stiton side by side? I'm sure that's his long lost son. They've got the same gap in their team, and they look like each other. So, yeah, no, I'm looking forward to seeing him. He looks like we've been unlucky the last few years with signing a striker like this with Haller, Scamacca. It hasn't really worked out, but that was under David Moyes. Having someone like him up front, you're going to need players like Somerville, Bowen, Kudus playing off him, and they like to get forward. So, yeah, we could finally get this 20-goal a season striker we've been crying out for 30 years.
Yeah, that's the huge thing. I mean, he said himself, like he's not a striker that will go and carry the ball and make his own chances. Like he thrives off of chances and linking up with other players and getting receiving assists and stuff like that. And what better players to have around him than the likes of Kudus, Bowen, Paqueta, Somerville if he plays, and it's just a lethal finisher, someone that takes the chances. Like I said, Antonio's been a great servant, but some of the chances he misses are just painful to watch.
Yeah, I mean, I watched him in the pre-season game, Antonio, last week, and he looks like he's got a bit of his pace back as well. I know you can't go too much on pre-season games, but and a fresh Antonio, causes problems. So he's someone good that, and he don't want to see out his career sitting on the bench at West Ham. He's going to have something to prove. So it's nice to have that. And no, I'm looking forward to it. Rodriguez as well. Looking forward to seeing him and Kilman as well. I'm looking to see how he settles in that back line, playing alongside hopefully. What's his name? Todibo.
I think it's Todibo. Yeah, I think it's Todibo.
I'll get used to saying these names after a couple of weeks. I'll get used to it. It took me 2 weeks to learn how to say Lopetegui. So
yeah, listen, Scott struggled to say Bowen. He's he can't be as bad as him. He's something else when it comes to names. But yeah, so I said, yeah, it's exciting. And look, Wan-Bissaka, that one's been something else. Like this deal, apparently it's been held up by him. A lot of the Man United players have had clauses in their contracts that means, if they go, that they get a portion of the sale or they get a payoff or something like that, which is why we struggled to get Maguire and McTominay last season because of, they wanted the payoffs and they couldn't negotiate that. And this season it's been similar with Wan-Bissaka, but apparently they're getting close to agreeing that. And we're looking like we're going to get Wan-Bissaka in, which will massively boost our defense. And 26 years old as well, brings the age of the squad down. Todibo is 24. So yeah, that's looking very close. So we get our right back finally.
Yeah, I mean, look, I like Wan-Bissaka. I liked him when he was at Palace. He obviously has gone to United. It's been a bit mixed for him, a bit up and down for him at United. But I think last season he put in a few good performances, and to get him, I think he'll do well at the London Stadium. I think he'll fit into our system well. Him and Emerson going forward to link up with our attacking players. I think defensively, he's solid. He likes to put a tackle in. Soufal's been a great servant for West Ham, but we just need a replacement for him. Give him a bit of competition as well. So yeah, no, I'm looking. Hopefully, we can get that deal over the line as well. I think it'll be a great addition to the team, and we're signing players that can start, that fit into your starting 11, and that's always a good sign.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's only the keeper and Gilherm that you look and think, they're. I mean, the keeper, what's his name? Fodingham.
Yeah.
Forringham or whatever. Yeah, he's obviously just a third choice, and Gilherm is one for the future. But everyone else, you look at them and think they can be bona fide starters, So yeah, like I said, that's going to be huge, and he's going to play that. And someone said there, what formation are we going to play? Can't figure it out. I don't think we'll have one formation that we play every week. I think it will depend on our opponents.
Yeah, I think Lopetegui just set up different each game. It'll be the standard, probably what we've been seeing with one up top and that, because a lot of teams play one up top now. It'd be very unusual if we did go two up top, but yeah, 4-3-3 is the standard sort of formation. Maybe when we play the bigger teams, you might see us switch to a bit more defensive. But I'd like to see us go. As I said last week, when we play these big teams like City at home, and that we showed it last year when we sat back against Arsenal, we got stuffed. And that weren't the only team when we got a few good idings last season. So hopefully we can take it to some of these teams.
Yeah, and that's the exciting thing. Foderingham, League One. I
always remember him when Di Canio subbed him off, and they had that big row when he played for Swindon. When he was
that was him.
Yeah, that was him.
He's coming to West Ham. He needs to apologise to King Paolo.
If he has a bad game, we're all going to start singing Paolo Di Canio to him. Remind him.
That's if he has a game.
He ain't probably going to see a lot of, especially with Fabianski. But this might be them building him up to take over from Fabianski. Fabianski might leave the club next summer or retire. So yeah.
But yeah, do you know what? This transfer window, it just goes to show like how it just reminds me of fans, like a lot of fans, losing their minds on social media earlier on in the window after we'd already signed Kilman and Gilherm, and we went a few weeks without signing another player. People was like losing their minds over it, and it just shows like just chill. Like it's a whole few month transfer window. Look what we've done compared to other clubs. Newcastle have hardly done anything.
Liverpool haven't made one signing yet.
Yeah.
As you said, I think Newcastle only signed someone yesterday from, was it Sheffield United they signed someone from? So when you talk about Newcastle, everyone was talking about them last season that they was going to go and sign Mbappe and all them types of players. And they're looking around signing Even Man United, I think they're linked with someone from Burnley. The is it Santa? I can't think of his name now. The midfielder. Oh, I can't think of it.
Yeah.
Bruges. But when would you ever know? That's it, Santa Bird.
Oh,
When would you ever, years ago, Man United being linked with a Burnley player? And that's no disrespect to Burnley, but it's. I mean, Chelsea looks like they've signed Neto to go along with their other 300 signings that they've made over their 300-man squad. But what a signing is! Like,
and there's 6 goalkeepers.
And then obviously Tottenham went out today, and it looks like they've signed Solanke for 65 million, which is a lot of money. But he's a goal scorer. He done well for Bournemouth last season, so. Teams are leaving it late, but we look like we've done most of our business early, which is good, because when it comes to deadline day, we might have all our signings wrapped up and we can sit back, relax with a cigar, have a beer, and watch everyone else fight it out for them deadline day transfers.
But that's it. And all our signers obviously have that time then to get training, bed in, get used to the players. That extra time is crucial, I think, is getting those players in early just to be ready for the season, and rather than getting them in deadline day and having to bed them in. Someone said there was Ravindra says there was a Twitter page called West Ham Football, that's Sean Whetstone, that said that Juventus is still trying to pursue is it Todibo? I thought it was Todibo, but it's Todibo, is it?
I think it is Todibo, Todibo.
Todibo, so Todibo, yeah, and they can get him. I think Sean has overly dramatized it slightly and made it sound a little bit more on edge. So when we do get it over the line, we can look the hero.
Yeah, I mean, look, Juventus are going to try until the last minute. It's obviously a player that they want, but if he's completed a medical already, and an ex-employee was saying that they're already looking at doing the promotion shots tonight, for me, that looks like a done deal. So I think we'll wake up tomorrow morning, maybe midday or maybe just before the game tomorrow, they might announce it. And obviously there's a new kit being launched tomorrow. So to see him in the new kit, what a way to launch that. I'll be straight down getting that shirt.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, hopefully, like, the shirt does look nice. Like, you see these mock-ups and they give you an idea, but until you see the real thing, you never quite know. So yeah, but hopefully, like I said, it's just all done. Like, he's flew overnight to London, gone through 2 medicals, right? Gone through all these agreements. What, to just fly home and say, "Now we'll go Juventus"? Like,
look, we've seen it before where players have changed their mind last minute. He might get to West Ham and not get the fill, but I can't see that. I think that the lure of Premier League football, playing in front of 65,000 fans week in, week out, playing in big stadiums up and down the country, and playing under a looks like a manager that wants to achieve things. I think that's much. Juventus 10 years ago, or maybe not 10 years ago, I think they got done for fraud, didn't they? But the old Juventus would have smashed us to this signing. We wouldn't even had a look in. But that's football these days, and we're a good club, we're a big club. And it's I just hope to wake up tomorrow morning, look on my phone and see that we've signed him. And look, ex-employee, is usually spot on with what he says. So, if he's saying that it's almost done, then yeah, I believe it.
Yeah, Fabrizio's been saying the same.
I think what's his name on Sky? Is it Darnesh? He's been reporting it as well, and I know he's got close links to X as well. So yeah, it looks like it's all almost done, mate. We're nearly there. We nearly got our signing.
It says, just don't show him Rush Green. He'll be first on the first plane Juventus. These are our porter cabins. Really, really well insulated for the winter. Can you imagine that? So, yeah, I think they'll probably take him to the stadium. There was a picture someone showed of when we signed Paqueta and they done the photo shoot and all the video. And they had him on the roof, and you've got the sign there saying, like, caution, like unstable or whatever the roof was. And that's just our new massive multi-million-pound superstar signing. They've just taken up there on a ropey bridge on the roof. So I hope they don't do that with Todibo.
It wouldn't surprise me, mate. Would not
Don't,
surprise me.
Don't that Pettenberg, he's been, is it Plettenberg or Plattenberg or whatever, he's been reporting it as well. So a lot of people are reporting it. It would be.
I just think that there's going to be a lot of clubs around the Premier League, that especially teams that fight for the top half, that'll be looking at the business we've done, and even they might not show it. They'll be a bit worried. They'll be a little bit worried about West Ham, thinking they're pulling off these signings. I've seen Man United fans. I've seen Chelsea fans on there saying, "Yeah, West Ham are doing business. West Ham are getting it done, looking good." So it'd be nice if we're in that mix next season. For us, as I said last week, successful season for me next year is breaking back into Europe, because I'm going to miss it this season, because it's been great the last 3 years. I know playing Thursday, Sunday does get tiring, but the European nights is what it's all about, and it's what we moved to London Stadium for, to have them European nights.
If we could get back into Europe next season and build on what we've done in the transfer window this season, being able to attract more top quality players and build on it, then we could really have something, because that's what we want to do, is build.
Listen, before I start getting pelters, I'm not saying we're going to get Champions League football next season, but you've only got to look what Aston Villa done. Get a settled team week in, week out, and things can happen. I'm not saying we're going to get into the top four, but it gives teams like West Ham should look at what Aston Villa done and think, you know what, if Villa can do it, so can we. Because it was only a couple of seasons ago, Villa were in a relegation battle. They got a new manager in, and he's come in and he's transformed them, and they're going to be, them fans at Villa Park next season are going to see their team line up with a Champions League music playing. It's going to be memories for life, whatever happens. So it's something to aim for. But for me, getting back in the Europa League is what we should be aiming for next season.
I don't think there's any problem with a West Ham fan going, I think we can do Champions League this season, especially if it is 5 places. There's nothing wrong with that, because like you said, Villa, Newcastle before them, the season before them, it just shows you that the league now, it's not just nailed on that the same 4 teams are always going to get top 4. Like, there's always going to be room for a team to break in, and why not us? We've come close before.
Yeah, I mean, look, Man City and Arsenal are going to be battling it out next season, so that leaves 2 spaces in the Champions League, and you've got 8 clubs trying to get there. So you've got to be on form week in, week out, and you've got to pick up the results away from home. Don't lose against the teams around you. But look, as I said, mate, getting back into that European places next season. Even, look, I was speaking to my mate the other day, he's a Chelsea fan. I forgot they're in the Conference League. I said to him, look, I know you've won the Champions League. I know you've won the Europa League. Enjoy the Conference League, because it'll be some of the best away days you'll go to, because you go to some countries that, when we was in it was like the Stag Do Cup, Iron Napa, Amsterdam, Prague. We loved it. Memories for life. So it's
and they get to complete the set. That's the only trophy they haven't won.
Exactly. So any European competition is good, but Europa League, for me, that's where we should be aiming.
Do you know what? I would take mid-table though in a trophy. Like, if we could get into Europe with the trophy. Like,
Dan, if you offer me 4th from bottom there in the FA Cup, I'd take it.
Yeah. I mean, look, we still got to see this team in action, but you never know. If we get that cup run, you get a favourable draw, and just, again, what we've seen on the day, anything can happen. You get to that final. That would be the dream. I'd love to see that. It's just and for you to actually get to go to a parade as well that you missed out on last time.
Yeah, last parade I went to was the playoff parade in 2005.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, get to go to one for an actual proper trophy. Yeah, so like I say, it's exciting times, because, like I said, fans, we may, feel like we're getting carried away or getting overexcited, but like I said, you've got to enjoy it in the moment. If it all does go wrong, well, then we'll deal with it then. But there's no point.
Let's just remember under Pellegrini, when we made all them signings and Nicky made that bold statement, he was close. He's been close a couple of times. But yeah, I know we can get overexcited, but Why shouldn't we be allowed to get overexcited when you see your club doing good business? You know, it's not like we're going out and signing, just any old player. You know, we're looking into it, and there's thought behind these signings. So yeah, in Stein and Lopetegui, we trust.
Yeah, it's a long way from signing the likes of Nordveit and Faguli and Gökhan Toure and all of those signings when we first moved to the stadium. You think, bloody hell, like, what was the fucking striker, that awful striker that went to Celtic?
Yeah, I can't think of his name now.
It's fucking, neither can I. But some of the signings that we've seen at this club. So to see this, yeah, you've got to enjoy it. You've got to get excited. A jetty, that's it. A jetty. A jetty.
Do you know what, right? It flashed up on my phone earlier. It was 9 years ago today that we beat Arsenal on the opening day of the season. And I was thinking to myself, nah, that ain't right. That's not 9 years ago. And it was 9 years ago, man. Fucking hell.
Yeah, mental. Hopefully, like I said, hopefully you can have a better season. And what better way to start is to beat Villa first game of the season, make a statement that they're the team that done it last year. We do it this year. And the thing is as well, like we said earlier, we've got that one game a week, obviously, except when we're playing FA Cup, Carabao Cup. We ain't got Europe to worry about. We've got squad depth. So a lot of the teams that will be competing for those places apart from Newcastle, are in Europe. So they've got to play those games. So that gives us a bit of an advantage. Like our season that we came closest to finishing top four, apart from last season at Upton Park, was that season where we qualified for Europa League the first time around. We was in contention for that top four for quite a while. And the other teams had Europe. We didn't have Europe. So, and that was Moyes' first full season in charge. So, yeah, no reason we can't do it this season. Lopetegui, he's getting the pieces. It's all about how he puts them together.
Yeah, obviously, we've got the Betway Cup tomorrow at home, so it'll be interesting to see who's going to get a run out in that game, whether he's going to risk some of the players. Obviously, some of them need to experience the London Stadium. It's not going to be a great experience and playing in front of a pocket full of fans, really, compared to what the capacity is. I mean, some people, there might be more go there on the day, but I think you find there's probably a lot of people that have bought tickets and won't go to the game just to go to the pub because they want to just get out of the house for the day and stay in the pub. So it'll be
obviously being boycotted and that.
Yeah. And when the owners turn up tomorrow and look in that stadium and see empty stands, and it's not a great look. So
Yeah, and it's one of them ones. Like for them, they're going to look at it and go, "Wow, we've just pulled off like probably the best transfer window in the history of our ownership," and look at the stadium, which I think would be a great testament to the West Ham fans to stick to the principles. Because I'm sure, so many fans after all these months off of football would love to go back to the stadium, see the new players. See their mates, have a drink, all of that. And a lot of people out of principle won't be there, and it's a shame for the players. I just hope we get Todibo signed up before the game. So you don't see the stadium and go.
I hope they don't parade him at half times. There'll be about 15 fans in the stadium. But no, look, it's look, people have got the right to boycott it, and rightly so. It's for good reasons. We all know what the club have done with concessions this year. We made our feelings on it clear last week. It's a disgrace, but look, on that first game of the season against Villa, it'd be sold out, live on Sky, 5:30 kickoff. The world will be watching Lopetegui's first game. A lot of interest in it. Aston Villa, obviously, a lot of interest in them. So yeah, it's building up to be a great opening day of the season. Let's just hope that we get them 3 points on the table, because I like it when you win first game of the season, because I can say we're joint top. No matter where we are in the league, we're joint top.
Yeah, exactly. That'd be it'd just be such a huge sigh of relief to get Lopetegui's first game won, and just have that. So that's done, and over the likes of Aston Villa. That'd be huge. Apparently 11,000 tickets sold for tomorrow. There might be a few buy on the door.
Yeah, I think the latest count someone put up earlier today was there was 14,000 in total that have been bought. So it's not a great look, is it, when you got 60? I mean, if 14,000 was at Upton Park, it wouldn't look that bad. But
yeah.
65,000.
Apparently they've only opened the lower tier, apparently. So the upper stands.
Wherever. Let's hope they've got a good cameraman who gets the angles right tomorrow to make it look packed.
Well, yeah. I mean, can you imagine that Leyton Orient wanted to share the ground with us? Can you imagine their games? Jesus. Well, that would have looked like. Remember, Barry Owen was insistent on that. But yeah, is the game? It should be streamed tomorrow, innit? Or they might not because they want people to go, so they might not show it.
I'm sure there might be maybe a stream on the Fire Stick or something. You know, the illegal streams. I know that they show a lot of the friendlies, so yeah, it might be on.
Yeah, no, fingers crossed. But yeah, I mean, obviously, look, we get Wan-Bissaka done. Is there any other particular signings or areas of the pitch that you would like to see us go out and sign for?
I'd like to see us go and get another striker because I think I can still see Danny Ings maybe leaving this window, and if we could somehow pull off the Duran deal maybe towards the end of the window, because as I said, I can't see anything being done before we play Villa, because they'd just be stupid to sell him to us or loan him to us before the start of the season. But if we can get him in, another centre back to come in, obviously Wan-Bissaka. I think we're sort of much strengthened everywhere else. Maybe another midfielder as backup. You know, obviously there's a lot of youngsters come through as well, so we've got some good youngsters that can come in this season. So we might not need to strengthen as much, but I think what we've done so far has been good, and I'm just hoping that we can get the Wan-Bissaka deal over the line as well.
Yeah, I think, like you said, a striker, like if we can get another striker in Duran, I think it's just essential that we get Ings off the books. Like, he's just not gonna, I can't see him really playing a part and featuring. Maybe he might be better and suit Lopetegui's system more, but his wages are just a massive, massive drain.
I don't know why, but I can see him ending up back at Southampton or maybe Crystal Palace, somewhere like that.
Yeah, or Leicester. I think Leicester have been linked with him. Apparently, Southampton did go in for him earlier in the window, but he rejected it, saying he wanted to fight for his place. But I'm hoping now that Fulkrug is here.
This is a good question. We spoke about this last week. Captain. Yeah. I mean, I said last week that I could maybe see Kilman getting the captain's armband. But for me, I'd like to see Bowen get it. I think Bowen would be a good leader. I think he's got a lot of respect from the players, the fans especially. But yeah, I can maybe see him and give it to Kilman just because of obviously it was his first choice centre back that he wanted. He worked hard to get him. He worked with him at Wolves. But yeah, I mean, I'd love to see Bowen get it.
Yeah, I think according to reports, I think X did report that it's looking likely, and Sean reported this looking likely that Bowen's going to get the armband. Which, yeah, I massively agree with. Last season, I said that he should get it. So, yeah, he signed a long-term deal at the club. He loves the club. And, yeah, he's been, I think, a great professional for us. So let him go out there, lead by example, and let him be, the new Mr. West Ham. I think that'd be great. Richard asks, how good is Potts, Dad? I mean, I think Potts, out of all the youngsters, I think he's one of the ones that could break through next season.
Yeah, Potts looks comfortable. Potts reminds me a lot of Declan Rice when he come through the academy, the way he approaches the game, the way he plays. He looks comfortable on the ball, puts in a tackle. I think I can see him breaking into the first team squad next season. Maybe not starting many games, but he's going to be there or thereabouts. He'll get a lot of, hopefully, cup games. I like the look of him. I know we've had, obviously, his dad, his brothers, but he looks like he's the real deal. And as I said, he's got the stance he reminds me a lot of Declan Rice.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I think that's it. We have got some good youngsters. Hopefully, if we can get some favourable draws in the Carabao or something, we can sprinkle them, not do like a full squad of youngsters. Play a strong team with, a Potts or a Skulls. That's another position I would like to see us strengthen. If Skulls isn't going to be ready, if we ain't seriously going to get Skulls Premier League game time, I would like to see us get a left back. I know it's Creswell's got that 1 year left, but I would feel comfortable. Emerson, I think I rate Emerson a lot. I just worry that if we lose him, if he gets injured. But it's not the biggest priority. But yeah, like a striker, get him out. And then, get Cornet. I think Cornet needs to be moved on. A lot of times it's about moving on here. We can get Ings and Cornet out and then potentially Souček. Like I said, I like Souček as a person. He's given me some great moments. I just can't see him fitting much into this team and getting much game time. And I think for him, he's still at a stage of his career where he's a lot to offer and can go and be a bona fide star. I know Fenerbahce were in for him. So if we could get a half decent fee for him, even 5-10 mil, I think he's worth a good bit of money, like Souček. So
I know the Wilfried Zaha rumours are still not going away.
Well, apparently he's moved to Palace has just fallen through.
Oh, Zaha.
Zaha was going back to Palace on loan, apparently, and then Fabrizio reported that at the moment it's off. So maybe West Ham. I would love to see it just to wind up the Palace fans.
Yeah, well, he's wound us up a lot down the years, isn't he, Zaha? But would be another good addition to a squad. So, but it depends on his wages.
Yeah. Chant asks, who is our left winger now? Don't we need one left winger? Well, we got Gilherme and Somerville at left wing. Obviously, Kudus can play there. Paqueta can play there. Emerson can play there. I don't think we need another. Obviously, Cornet at the moment as well. I don't think we need another left winger. I don't know about you.
You'd probably say more on the right, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
If we had to strengthen more on the right, but
because it's just Kudus and Bowen, really, isn't it?
No, it's looking good. It's looking the squad's shaping up nice. Obviously, Lopetegui, even though he's had the preseason games, a big day for him next week. First home game at London Stadium. The fans are going to be up for it. Just looking forward to getting this season underway now. Let's just hope we have a good start.
That's the thing. I think like with a window like this and the signings like this, fans go into that game optimistic, excited. That's gonna, really help the atmosphere. Like past seasons, when we've done a lot of our business towards the end of the window, and we've all been nervous about, are we going to get the players in? And there's been a lot of pressure on the board, and fans upset with the board that we ain't getting signings in. It's put a different energy out there, but the energy is going to be positive, uplifting. Obviously, new manager. I think the atmosphere is going to be brilliant at the Villa game. I can't wait.
Yeah. As you said, like first game of the season, everyone's sort of up for it. It's a new, whatever's gone on the previous season. It's a new start. Every club starts afresh. It's about getting off to a good start. And Lopetegui needs to get off to a good start because, as I said before, we've made all these signings. If we go 3, 4, 5 games without picking up a win, it's just going to turn negative again. So Lopetegui needs needs a good start, and the fans, which they will, they'll get behind him. We're just looking forward to it.
It was interesting. Like I was in a group chat of like other fans, basically just top 6 fans and one Inter Milan fan, and one of Man United fans was like, "Well, like who's got?" I think it was a Man United fan or Chelsea fan. Who's got a better squad? What team have a better squad than Arsenal at the moment if they get Todibo over the line? And I was looking, obviously, Man City, Arsenal. And then you start looking at it and you go, okay, if you put our squad next to Man United's, I look at it and you think Martinez, quality player. I think he would get into the team. Dalot would get into the team. Maybe Mainu.
Yeah, probably Bruno Fernandes, I think. I know he gets a lot of stick, but he's a good player.
He's good, but would you? I personally at this stage wouldn't take him over Kudus.
Oh no, not over
Maybe.
Kudus. No.
Or even Paqueta. I mean, maybe I think Paqueta's that's tough. I don't know. Maybe Paqueta. It's a very tight one, but
I think who's their striker? Is it Højlund? I think he's got a lot of potential. I think over the next couple of years he'll develop into a decent striker. I think he showed signs last season. He's obviously then. I think he's been given the number 9 shirt next season, so a lot of pressure on him at United next season.
Garnacho, I think, is a quality player.
Who's the other one? Kobe Mainu.
Yeah, Mainu in the midfield. But yeah, I think if we did a combined 11 with Man United, I think there'd be more at the moment, more West Ham than Man United.
I think the thing is with us is we have a squad now that can compete with the teams like Man United, Chelsea, Newcastle, all these teams that have been up there the last few years. We're starting to build a team that, and it's about clicking. As long as they click, then we can compete with these teams.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Kassam Ali Khan says, did X really say Todibo is not 100%? I'll read exactly what he said, just so there's no confusion. So he said, and this was at 9. Well, it was updated 5 minutes ago. Okay, what was the update? Okay, Torino. I think it meant Todibo's deal is not 100% done. It will hopefully be Emoji's time tomorrow, however. I will keep you updated if I hear anything before then. He's driving. Okay, so it's not 100% done. So it's maybe 70% done or 80% done.
No deal was 100% done until we see him holding a shirt and a pen signing the paper,
Yeah.
But X is under a lot of pressure. He gets people tweeting him non-stop, and he feels like he has to update every 5-10 minutes because people are just on him. I see like every time there's a bit of news, everyone's tagging X. X is this true? X is this true? And we know X personally, and I feel sorry for him. He could be out at a family meal, and all of a sudden he's got to take himself to one side and update everyone because
he picks though. He does pick the strangest time to go on holiday. I'm not saying that he has to go on holiday at a certain time, but it's like if I'm like my job, I'm the transfer guy. I'm gonna try and go on holiday maybe like in September. But
I suppose you can do it, but you're just different time zones, in you. So it depends where you go in the world. But
his missus must fucking honestly, she must just stress out about it. Like, you're on that fucking phone again.
Yeah,
phone, we're having dinner, and he's there going, "Oh, Wan-Bissaka's close." But no, I love the commitment, love the dedication.
I mean, there's not really much more that we can talk about really that hasn't been covered. I mean, it's we're all excited, we're all happy, we're all looking forward to the season, and hopefully, as I said, waking up tomorrow, I will see X with the emojis and the pen and the French flag. And then it's done. And I'm going to click on it because there's a lot of fake accounts because I get caught out sometimes. There's a lot of fake accounts. I see someone do the Fabrizio, what's his name? Romano,
I think.
Romano. Someone done it one in, and I thought it was real. And when I clicked on it, he had like 200 followers. And I was like, I was just about to retweet that.
Yeah, it's like you got to be, a few of them Romano ones get me, like, and you're like, oh, shit, like, yeah. And I honestly, I look for the tick, but now you can buy the tick, can't you? So
yeah.
Even that's not fucking so you got to be careful. So
maybe we can have a little chat about a bit about the channel, like where we obviously we had a few meetings, let people know, what. Yeah. So we've had a few meetings. Obviously, we know we wasn't on it for the last few months, but we're back. Everyone's on board. We've got a lot of content coming up over every week now. It'll be back to old shows, new content, a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes in front of the camera. So it's going to be good. Looking forward to it, mate. Looking forward to getting back into the swing of things.
Yeah, that's it. Sometimes, again, we've been doing this a very, very long time. So sometimes you need to just step back, reevaluate, look at what you've got, and see what needs tweaking. And I think that time off was crucial. It was really crucial for all of us. And it was great to meet up and plan some stuff for the future and just deliver a channel everyone could be proud of. And we're just, amazing that we can just go away for a few months and come back and you're all still here. So we appreciate you.
I think that anyone that does a YouTube channel will tell you it does get tiring sometimes, and it does get to you, and you can sit there and think, is it worth doing? Is it worth carrying on? But when you enjoy it, when you're in the swing of things, it's good. But when everyone's not on the same page, and that's what we've done. We had a meeting, we got everything out in the open. There was no arguing. Everyone took everything on board, criticism, positives, and that's how it works. That's how we're going to go forward, and we're going to have regular meetings. We've got other people that we want to get involved from the outside. As I said, we've got some new ideas for content. We're going to bring back some old stuff. So, it's all looking good, all looking positive. Not sure how many times you're going to see Graham this season, but it will be a treat when we get him on.
That's it. He's a busy man, is Graham. He's a
very busy man. He's a lovable man, and we want him back. But Scott, Nicky, me, you, we're all on board, and hopefully, and Brian as well. There's a lot of people that we're going to do work with this season as well. So, as I said, we've got the Kevin Nolan night coming up, sold out night in Brewdog. That'll be another good bit of content to go up. So it's looking good, looking positive, mate.
Yeah, that's it. And I appreciate people have done this. Obviously, I quietly just put out another channel, and people were like, "What's happened? Have you left West Ham Fan TV?" And it was just something that I wanted to just do and experiment with some things. And like I said, it's sometimes I've been doing group stuff for years. Obviously, this channel, Dandamo Jace. Sometimes it's like bands, isn't it? You'd have like Phil Collins in Genesis. That's the first one that came to my head. He was still in Genesis, but he released Susudio at the same time. That's the first. I'm trying to think of bands where they did like their solo projects.
Yeah, no, people. It's good that I mean, I've got things that I want to do outside the channel as well, but that's more behind the scenes. But everyone's got their strengths, and as we all pull together, we'll get it back on track. And we're as you said, mate, we weren't doing nothing for a little while, but we didn't lose that many subscribers, so people are sticking with us. You've seen the videos go up over the last week. Nicky's done a few. We've done the 2 Friday night pints now. This will be back weekly. Post-match pint will be back after every game, home and away. Loads of stuff coming up. Loads of stuff. Other content creators we're going to be working with. So, looking forward to it. Graham is doing Strictly Come Dancing, so the cat is out the bag. Graham is doing Strictly.
Yes. He would win as well. He would win.
I've spent a lot of time with Graham over the summer. We watched all the England games together, and he's in a good place. He's enjoying life, and I love to have him back on full time, but he doesn't want to commit. That's fine, but he's always welcome anytime, and he'll always be part of our family here. He's one of my best mates, so he'll always be on here.
Yeah, no, 100%. Fabrizio's posted an update on Wan-Bissaka. Apparently, thank you, El Chico, for the alert. He said West Ham hope to complete Aaron Wan-Bissaka deal in the next days, as they are now busy to sign all documents for Todibo. Mazraoui is waiting for Man United as soon as Aaron Wan-Bissaka leaves. So that's positive. So we work with we're signing all the documents with Todibo.
I don't think I can get used to that word in the West Ham world. Positive. I just can't get used to it.
Get positive Pat back. Positive Pat's out there.
Is she up here? Have I still got? Oh, fuck me! Oh, everything's falling over. Hang on, Dan. I think. Oh no. Fuck it. Hang on. She's back.
Hey, what a season for positive Pat. It's gonna have to be a regular.
She wasn't on much last season. That's why I think we struggled. I got the old bird back out the cupboard. So
I can't remember the last time we've had positive Pat on.
She's back with a vengeance. We need to find Frank. We need Pat and Frank back together.
Yeah. If you got positive Pat, what would Frank be like? Flipping. Someone will come up with something in the chat. But yeah, if we get Todibo over the line, we do need a song for him. I don't know what this is supposed to be. Todibo.
Hang on.
Whoa.
There was a song. Someone put a song up earlier. I've got to find it. It was quite a good chant.
I think what we should do is, do you know, I'm a scat man? Where it's I'm a scat man. It should be, instead of be bubba, it should be Todibo. That's what I think it should be. Todibo.
It's got, hang on. So I think it was someone called Brad Palmer who done it, and he said we've got to get this going next season. We've got Super Timmy Stighton. He knows exactly what we need. He's jumping on his jet. Paqueta's had a bet that West Ham will win the Premier League.
Has any director of football ever had a song?
Nah,
certainly. That would be a first. That would be a first in football.
I quite like that one. I could see that. I could see that taking off. And Palace has always been good for us with a song taking off. That was where the Payet chant started all them years ago, 9 years ago. So, yeah, I quite like that one. It's got a catchy. That's easy to sing as well. Well, say that I struggled with that one, and I was reading it as well. So it's one of them ones you got to sing a few times.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. It's like I said, get all the new songs on. That's what we want. We need some new songs, some new chants. Some of these players that we've signed with some of these names, like Fulkrug and stuff like that, and Todibo, they're going to be hard ones, I think, to get some names. And Rodriguez, and don't rhyme with much, some of these, but we'll do it. We'll make it work.
What can we do for Wan-Bissaka if we sign him?
That's a good fortuitous, instead of positive pattern, fortuitous Frank. Fortuitous Frank, yeah.
Well, 1-Bissaka, 2-Bissaka, 3-Bissaka, 4.
Yeah. That, do you know what? I can actually see that. Song channel. That's what we need. Oh, we'll do that. We'll set a separate channel.
We'll get Chesney Hawkes back on when we make up a song and we'll get him to sing it live for us on air.
Now we'll end up like that.
This time. We got done at Christmas for singing Christmas songs.
Oh yeah, that was funny. But we'll end up like that bloody Liverpool fan who everyone roasts. Remember that guy who done the Darwin Núñez, and he sings. He looks into the camera.
Is that the Irish fella?
No, I know you're thinking about. He's saying, "Oh no, he's English," and he comes up with all these songs about Darwin Núñez, and he just stares into the camera, and it's just like he just gets rinsed. Liverpool fans are like, "Stop, please stop." We used to have the bloke. Whatever happened to the bloke, West Ham fan? He used to drive in his van, and he used to sing songs in his van. Didn't he? He used to come up with chants for the players in his van. And some people would love it, some people would hate it. Do you remember the bloke? It tattooed, like I think he come on our channel a few times. Can't remember his name.
Yeah, I could sort of remember it, but
I think he was a tree surgeon.
The thing is with chants is like some people will always love a chant and some people will hate it. That's just football, but there's nothing better than football fans for making up a chant on the spot as well. Like I remember after, like I know it wasn't a funny situation, obviously, but obviously Kurt Zouma with a cat. And then the next game we played Leicester, and that was when the Zuma song was sort of born on that day. And it's just, football fans are the best at making up songs just on the spot.
I never know how they start. I'm never there at the start of a song, like where someone goes, "All right, lads, come round. Everyone stay around. This is going to be the song for Payet. We've got Payet. Everyone learn it. We've got Payet. And everyone go, right, you learn it. Let's all join. How does that work?
I think it just you'll get a group of people that make it up, and they'll just be in the concourses singing it constantly, and then someone else will pick up on it once they listen. What was the one not last season? I can't remember who it was now. We signed someone. Was it Paqueta? Our Brazilian Magnifico. Follow. Yeah, it was Paqueta, and it was Chelsea away where I first heard that song, and I'm sitting there trying to. You know when you're trying to sing along, but you can't get it right, and then all of a sudden people just pick it up, and it just carries on and carries on.
But then but like like for that first group like of mates to start singing it, the one mate has to come up with it and tell his mates, right, this is the song. We're gonna go to the football. We're gonna start this. We're gonna make it happen. And like it's follow the Brazilian Magnifico, and then someone goes, well, "What the fuck's a Magnifico?" Like that's what I never understood about that one. Right. What is a Magnifico? Or the worst one? Remember the what was it? The Chicharito one, when it was our Mexican pace man.
Yeah, our Mexican pace man.
Which he didn't have any pace. He had no pace man.
That's it. Yeah, one thing with football fans is that we know how to take the piss out of ourselves, banter, and just get the chance going. As I said, some people like them, some people don't, but that's football. You're never going to please everyone in this world. Yeah,
no, 100%. He said, can't wait to see JWP left because you're shit to Saints fans. He needs to score the bloody. Did you see he come out and said that Ings free kick didn't count because it's pre-season?
Who was the one that we signed from them? Oh, Jose Fonte.
Fonte, yeah, me and you went, didn't we? We went to that game.
And then we won 3-1, wasn't it? Was it 3-1?
That was the away day, I think, where the Jose Fonte baby started. Yeah, that was great.
Nothing worse than when a player signs for your club or signs for another club and the fans sing back at you, you left because you're shit. Obviously, we had it last season with Rice, but there's nothing worse than that. But it's always good when you can sing it to another set of fans.
My favourite was Arnautovic at Stoke away. That was fucking beautiful. The performance that he had, and he went up to, was it Mark Hughes? Was the manager at the time. And he fucking was giving it to Mark Hughes, and that was just like, we love him. He's our bastard. That will always be one of my favourites.
I loved Arnautovic. Sorry, I was just texting my daughter back. I love Mark Arnautovic, and hopefully when I look at Fulkrug, I get a little bit of Arnie vibes off of him. So let's just hope.
Yeah.
We need a bastard in our team. We need a bastard.
Well, that's what was hoping Duran would be. Because Fulkrug seems like a lovely bloke.
We could have two bastards in our team.
Yeah, that would be it. I just want to be bastard FC. I think under Moyes we tried to be the nice team, which is commendable. Like he didn't like the players, committing fouls or diving or whatever. I just want to be the team everyone hates. You know what I mean? That's what I want to be. I just want to be hated.
I want to see our strikers score and run in front of the home fans and give them a bit of stick. Like
that's it. Like my favourite bastard who didn't play for West Ham was Costa from Chelsea, Diego Costa.
Oh, yeah.
I would have loved him at West Ham.
Yeah, you always get one of them players that. There's a lot of players down the years that, and Arnautovic was one of them. Hated him when he played against us, but when we signed him, I loved him. You always get players like that. It's like, there's always players like that down the years that you hate. Like someone like who was another one like I don't know, say like Balotelli. You'd hate him, but if he played for West Ham, you'd love him.
Yeah. Honestly, like you see, like even like you got someone like Mopai. This guy Mopai, he is just something else. He is just a bastard on the pitch and off the pitch. You see him? Is it like Fleetwood Town? He was like saying to Fleetwood Town, "Who the hell are you?" and trolling Fleetwood Town.
I always find it mad when I watch an interview of him because he speaks like proper like English, from like he sounds like he's from the ghetto or whatever, but like he's French and he was born in France and he grew up in France and that. And then when you hear him speak, it's just like you don't expect that voice to come out of him.
Yeah, it was like Bellerin. He was the same for Arsenal.
Someone just said there, Suarez, another player, another bastard. He was the bastard of bastards. He used to bite you as well. That's how much of a bastard he was. Canio was a bastard. Di Canio was someone, would tear you up week in, week out, and you'd hate him. But when he plays for you, you love to see him do it. You don't get a lot of them in football anymore.
No, you don't, do you? Like, and that's what you like, the characters, the Mavericks, like you said. Yeah, those players that just stand out and they've got something about them. Like, you know, and yeah, hopefully, you know, West Ham, we show a bit of character on the pitch. So it's just, would you say Di Canio was a bastard? It's hard to say he was you know, that Everton, that was very unbastardish of him, the Everton game where he catches the ball.
Yeah, Di Canio was just he was a genius, but he was a nutter. He was just, but he was honestly, still to this day, one of the best players I've ever seen in a West Ham shirt.
Yeah, honestly, it's a shame. Like, you look at players like that and you think, wow, if we could have had a player like that in, say, with players around him, you know, like the Kuduses and Bowens, like, if he could be in a quality team like that, yeah, unbelievable. But yeah, no, like I said, it's just positive times ahead. So yeah, it's been a good show, mate. Been nice for a change. Obviously, it's just the two of us. Scott's on holiday, and Nicky is working nights for a very long time, so he won't be on this show for a while. So yeah, it'll be me, Ryan, Scott, or Sue, and Brian just messaged me. He was going to be on, but he couldn't make it in the end. So, but shout out to Brian. You'll see him on, and some other people on. So yeah, you know, it's gonna be good. So yeah, mate. No, good show. Good show.
Someone just said there Benny McCarthy was a bastard, a useless bastard. So true.
That's a good one.
So true, Steve.
Yeah.
So true. But no, good show, mate. Really enjoyed it. Went quick that hour.
Yeah. And that said, it's honestly, mate, we've done so many Friday night pints where we've had to come on and everything shit, like we're just in a relegation battle, or like we're selling assets and we're not signing anyone, and it's just miserable. And it's all you've got to talk about. It's good to talk about like exciting signings and things like this. It's going to be a long 12 hours or whatever until that official announcement is done for Todibo. That's for sure. So yeah, but no, mate, nice one. Like I said, so next week is it? So tomorrow is obviously the Betway Cup, which I think Nicky said he's doing a watch on or whatever. We got to check with him. And then is the week after that the Villa game?
Yeah, Premier League starts next weekend, mate. 17th.
Yes. So we have all the build up. The Scott should be back with a big match preview once he's back off holiday.
This time next week, there's a Friday night game in there. Is it Man United opening game of the season? Who are they playing? Fulham? Man United Fulham? Correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's Man United Fulham, Friday night football. Premier League is back.
There you go. It is back. It's great. It's like we've never not had football, because we had the Euros, then we've had the Olympics, which I think Spain won. Fucking Spain. Spain won the Olympic gold. So yeah, Matt Powell, miss watch longs. I'm going to the local football team. Oh, good, nice supporting your local, Matt. So yeah, like I said, I think we'll be back. Yeah, with some content around the Betway Cup. Hopefully, we win it. First trophy of the season, get it done, and then all the build up to the Villa game. So we're back, baby.
Yeah. We're back.
Yes, we're back. Nice one. All right, everyone. Thank you all for watching. Have a great weekend. One thing left to say. Come on,
you Lions.